I love wine, I love sports, and I love Bordeaux. So if there's any occasion that would gather my three favorites, that would be the Marathon du Médoc. This is an annual event held every September that gathers wine lovers, sports person in Médoc. The running path even goes in the chateau and in the vineyards.
So coming from abroad,
I missed the marathon last year, it's okay. I've got some friends.
Times per day, like we will do like Muay Thai boxing, running, and during the weekend we do hiking, cycling.
I see, so it's a pretty healthy lifestyle, very sporty.
Yeah, we like a lot.
How are you getting ready for this marathon?
Before that, we think that we should be fun for this marathon, but actually we take it seriously. We have joined some of the running class. Before that, we think that running is not need to learn, but actually it's not. It's not true, because we need to learn how to run this correctly to avoid any injury in the marathon. So actually, we joined some of the running class before this marathon.
Well, I know this marathon, you're going to be able to drink wine. So how are you getting ready with this? Are you drinking wine before you run?
No, for me, I think I did not try to drink the wine before a one, but yeah.
How about you, Jackie?
Actually, we have sometimes we will go out for drink, so we already practice for sometimes before.
I see. Well, I'm guessing that running a marathon, we need to know about the location. I think someone might help us with this.
Yeah.
So we have here Taka, sommelier of this beautiful place. Hello.
hello.
So these two beautiful ladies are about to run through the Marathon du Médoc, and we're here to know more about the region. So can you tell us a little more, what is so specific about region of Médoc?
Well, actually, Médoc is famous for his like Bordeaux blend, classic Bordeaux blend. Well, what we call Bordeaux blend is actually a dominant grape from Cabernet Sauvignon and also the Médo, which is a two king of the grapes over there. And what we, all the wine drinkers, they also start from drinking Bordeaux wine, so which is also kind of a Médoc. So this is a good start to enter the wine world.
So as we know that during the 42-kilometer marathon one, we will run over more than 30 chateaux. So which one you suggest we must try the wine?
Well, this is one of the tradition, and then that's why they do it very often. And then the weather is good. In September, it's very cool in the morning time, and then you don't feel very humid, and also it's good for one. And then you probably run through about 30-something chateau, and just be careful, don't get drunk.
So I see that you brought two bottles here today. Are these two bottles from the Médoc?
Yes. And first of all, we have a 1995 Chateau Cisac, and this is coming from the Old Médoc, which is one of the heart of the Médoc region. And this is very classic, and then dominant grape is Cabernet Sauvignon. And on my right hand side, this is La Dame de Montrose, which is a second label from Chateau Montrose, but by the law, that's why they cannot put a Chateau on the label, because this is a second label. They use the younger vine grapes to produce this one. So from the first aroma, you can taste a lot of fresh black currant and all the breadfruit flavor, plum, but it's not really overpowered, and then very fresh and
Sweet.
Yeah, very fruity from the first smell. The smell gets a little deeper. It is very smooth. It goes very well through here, and you don't get much tannins.
Yes,
it doesn't
correct.
affect the back of the mouth, which is very nice. So what do you think? If you run the marathon and get this type of wine, is this gonna recharge your energy?
Exactly, yeah.
it's like an energy drink. Right, so first of all, you can see the color of these two wines is quite different.
Indeed. The younger one is darker, and the older one is slightly lighter on the sides.
From the nose, it's also very different. You can smell a lot of chocolate, mocha, coffee beans. And on the palate, even it's more silky than the first one. And you can also some savory notes on the second wine.
Indeed. It spreads a little more on the tongue, gets a little further down the mouth compared to the younger one. You can feel a little more of the tannins.
That's true.
Very good. So is this a specific mature wine of Médoc?
Because these two bottles of wine, the grape blending is quite different. The first one we have more Cabernet Sauvignon, and the second one we have more Merlot. And because this is the second label from the Chateau Montrose, they use the younger vines, and then they decide to use more easy to make mature wine to present their style. So that's why they use more Merlot in this bottle.
Oh, I heard that some of the mature wine, they need to take some break or some air. Is that true, or how is it?
This is the matter of decanting. And from our experience, and normally, when should we decant the wine? First of all, if the wine is very full body and quite tanning, quite big one, then you can definitely decant the bottle of wine, because you need some air to soften the tannin. Yeah, and then the second reason why we decant it, because of the sediments. Then this kind of things we have to get rid of it, and then it will affect our enjoyment.
Are the wineries during the marathon gonna decant some wines for the runners, or are they gonna present maybe younger wines?
They normally do the more younger wines.
I see.
Yeah, they don't do it like a 1982 for you.
Yeah, of course. But maybe it's the secret to running further and faster, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you will find out for us.
For sure, and they provide unlimited free throw, so I'm sure that they won't present you the 1995.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed, that makes sense.
Okay, so we should have a great success and drink more wine.
Yeah, thank you.
you all
We
the best.
enjoy so much, man.
All the best.
Thank you.
That no one can see.
Also see people from 50 different nations coming to Bordeaux for the Marathon du Médoc.
I think it really like back to 2 years ago. So we just searched online and we just found we want to do some runnings, do some marathon overseas out of the Hong Kong. So we just do some random searching, browsing in the web and found, oh, there is a marathon in the...
Hello, I'm Blanca, I'm from Hungary.
Hi, I'm Sebastian, I'm from France. Well, I'm gonna go for my record because it's the first marathon I will run. So I will break my record.
Vive, vive, vive les gros nichons, les paires de sacs comme des ballons.
This is the third time, I guess, I'm participating in this marathon.
Tomorrow is a 42-kilometer run, including enjoying the various fare of the many chateaux around the region of Marathon de Médoc.
What's the plan tomorrow? Well, maybe to make it in 5.5 hours, which is a very slow but steady pace.
You know, just for the wine, like everyone else.
No, we're going to enjoy ourselves, have a good time.
Well, we think we're going to probably
run the first bit and then maybe slow down a little bit. So I'm not sure how many hours we'll do it in.
I want to finish it, and I like to drink wine.
I'm looking forward to enjoying the wine, the oysters, the cheese, and the other amazing fare available here.
As long as we get in time to get a medal.
And a bottle of wine.
Really looking forward to it though.
Yeah.
Et vive, vive, vive les gros nichons, les paires de salles comme les ballons.
When I run in London Marathon, I saw Decant and many animation around the runners with costume, and I say we must do something like that in the Médo. And the first year we had the 10 runners with costume, and each year more and more. And so now it's very important, obligatory to run with the Decant. Somebody run like crazy, like runners, but many runners come with something crazy like the Decant. Each year we do something more. When testing, then we did animation more and more, and for us the sport must be a pleasure, and this Médo Marathon must be a pleasure for all the runners. They come and they run all together in the special spirit, and when they get to the finish line, they get all and they said, oh, it's something too short.
The night before the marathon, the best way to prepare for the 6-hour run is not by sleeping early. Instead, everyone joins the pasta party. Here, you can eat all the pasta you can handle, dance to music, and have a lot of fun. As everyone says, this isn't just the usual kind of marathon. It is the wackiest and booziest marathon in the world.
My name is Jeremy, and I'm actually born French, born in Paris, and I now live in Bordeaux, and I'm running a big company in the catering business. Basically, this event is called the Marathon du Médoc. So Médoc is one of the biggest area of wine producers. This event for us, we've been doing this for about 10 years. Each year, we feed 1,500 people for that night, and also for tomorrow on Saturday and on Sunday as well. Why we cook pasta? Because pasta, you know, is the food of marathon people, because it's something that you eat before you go for a long race. So they wanted to make something like a meal, a full menu with only pasta inside. So we cook lasagna, we have French cheese camembert. Inside we put some pasta as well. We have a starter, which is a pasta salad. The dessert is also with pasta. We try to make some sugar in pasta. So we prepare it about a few days in advance with all my team in the main kitchen, the 2,000 square meter kitchen. And tonight I have around 40, 50 different waiters and chefs who actually help to send the food into this area. We are very proud to make this marathon every year in terms of food, because Marathon du Médoc is one of the most famous races in Bordeaux, because it's a race through the chateau. So you run 42 kilometers, but you stop in each of the main Médoc chateau and have some degustation wine. So it's not really like a proper professional race. It's more like a traditional race in Bordeaux, around Bordeaux, and we live around this race every year. So it's very important for us Bordelais people.
Forget about the running shoes. At the starting point of the Marathon du Médoc, no one cares about your sports gear because 90% of them are fancy dress runners in full costume. It is a party to celebrate the harvest, full of the funniest and most creative ideas you can imagine.
Marathon first time, yes. Little drink, little run. It's okay, no problem.
Hello, so we are all from Puy-de-Dôme, you know, in France. And you know Claude François? It's me. Yeah.
Chante.
Claude François.
Chante.
Alexandra. J'ai plus d'appétit qu'un barracuda. Barracuda.
知道了很多年，但这次就是有朋友带，然后就一起来参加，只是来看看放松而已。吃可颂，吃喝红酒。
Here you are in Chateau Grand Puy-Lacoste, which belongs to my father, so it's a family vineyard. We are a partner of the marathon since the first one, so it's the 34th marathon that we are doing. It takes us more or less 3 or 4 days to organize all the things to be ready, and we have plenty of bottles to open, at least 160 bottles, because they are very, very thirsty.
How do you feel right now?
Easy.
Feeling good.
Easy.
Feeling good.
It's the wine that keeps you going, actually. We've had, what?
All of them.
All of them? 16 odd drinks now?
We're going well. We're going well. Fantastic.
A bit of
music and the wine are keeping us going.
Yeah. We're carrying a speaker, which is keeping us all very happy, entertained.
It's okay right now, still okay, but a little bit tired.
Yeah, it's starting to tired.
This marathon is very crazy. Everyone are very happy, getting a smile and drink in every checkpoint.
Yeah, and the weather is really nice, so we feel so comfy.
Every checkpoint is a little bit different for the taste of wine, so we feel enjoyed.
So that is our plan. We just finished 30K, so next will be 30K. We will start to drink at 30K.
Hopefully we can finish within 6 hours. Hopefully.
If I don't get drunk.
Okay.
On a fait des courses groupires, donc les pelotons sont beaucoup plus conséquents, ça va arriver très vite, on va faire plus de 2 millièmes, le concurrent vous le dira.
So after 20 kilometers, we a little bit dropped down for our running speed because each of the chateau is quite interesting for us. We try to enjoy each of the chateau and checkpoint to try to wine.
We enjoy the fun, enjoy the chateau for each one, so that's why we don't care about the time.
Yeah, you need to have a very great practice before this marathon because you need the good health and also good training and also have the good wine practice.
And I suggest, similar to us, is don't try to drink too much at the first 20 kilometers, maybe starting to drink after 30, so then you will have it better.
Médoc is never quiet, not only because it's an area famous for the marathon, it is also a world-famous red wine growing region. Château Filon-Ségur is a part of the marathon route offering classic Bordeaux wines to the runners and wine lovers.
chateau is 70 hectares of vines with 4 grapes, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, mainly. Cabernet Sauvignon is about 58% of the production. Then we have Merlot, 39% of the production. And we have also 1.5% of Petit Verdot and 1.5% of Cabernet Franc. The total production is about 350,000 bottles a year, with a main production for Félin Ségur. Félin Ségur is about 60% of the production. And then we have a second wine. The second wine is called Frank Félin. We are producing a Saint-Estèphe style, Saint-Estèphe wine. Saint-Estèphe is appellation d'origine contrôlée. It's one of the 6 greatest appellations of Bordeaux, left bank. We are on the left bank of the river, in the region called Médoc. And in this Médoc, you have 6 appellations communal. It's from the south to the north. It's Margaux, Saint-Julien, Moulis, Listrac, Saint-Estèphe, Pauillac and Saint-Estèphe. And Saint-Estèphe is the northeast appellation, communal appellation of the Médoc. And the style of the wines of Saint-Estèphe are wines with more character, wine very powerful. But at Félin Ségur, you can recognize we have an identity of elegance and finesse and balance in our wines. Our wines you can drink after a few years. Depends if it's Frank Félin or Félin Ségur. Frank Félin you can drink after 4 years, and you can keep for about 15 to 20 years, depending on the year. And for Félin Ségur, it's a little bit different because you can drink after 4 or 5 years minimum, and then you can keep the wines for more than 30 years and more because depending on the year, you have a huge potential of storage and you can taste for a long time. Now, Félin Ségur is a wine, just a few words about the technique and the production. In order to produce the best wine, we are using an optical sorter in order to do a selection berries by berries. In the vineyard, we are using a technology that it's called NDVI. It's a way to manage the vineyard by the vigor of the vine. It's a very precise. I mean that for each plot, we can separate in 2 different parts the plot if it's not the same vigor of the vines, and we can do 2 different ways of vinification, trying to use more and more precision into the vineyard. Then in the winery we use optical sorter, as I showed you, and then it's a tradition that starts for the vinification. We are using stainless steel tanks, you can see, and because we do a lot of selection into the vineyards, we are doing the selection also into the winery. That's why we have big tanks, but we also have small tanks, and we are trying to replace big tanks by smaller tanks every year in order to do this selection and in order to adapt our vinification to the terroir, to the vines. And for the aging, we are doing a long aging for this type of wine because we need a long period of aging to have a good maturation of the wine. And this aging is made in new oak barrels, for 50% new oak barrels and 50% 1-year barrels. And we are doing the aging in new oak barrels, French new oak barrels. We choose the best selection of coopers and the best selection of wood also from forests in the center of France, and a lot of from Tronchet also.
In the village of Pauillac, the start and finish point of the Marathon du Médo.
Wines that are known for being powerful wines with structure, but also with elegance, and they have a very good capacity to age. So that's really what defines the style of wine we make at Lange-Bage. At Lange-Bage, we are really truthful to our terroir. We make wines that are in the style of Pauillac wines with that capacity to age and that structure and length, but they're also quite generous, and those are wines that also have a lot of fruit flavors when young and tends to gain. We have Chateau Orme de Pèze in Saint-Estèphe, our sister property, as I mentioned, a smaller size property, also predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon, with about 60% Cabernet Sauvignon, but there is a larger proportion of Merlot. And this is why Orme de Pèze, which can be a little bit rough when young, but has a lot of generosity and fruit flavor of plum and blackcurrant. And it's a wine that also gains in complexity with aging. You know, that's the little brother of Lange-Bage. Well, it all started with my father, because my father, when he joined the family business in the 70s, you know, the situation was very different. There weren't so many people interested in coming and visiting. And everyone who would write a letter to my father at Langebage to visit the property, my father would invite him for lunch. So over the years, you know, as the wine became more and more popular, my mother got tired of cooking for everyone. So my father had the idea of creating a hotel and restaurant next to Langebage, which is a Relais Chateau hotel and a fine dining place with a Michelin star restaurant. And this, we have been doing this for 30 years almost. So for 30 years, we've been, because of my father, I have to say, we've been on the forefront of the hospitality side here in the region, and we welcome visitors because we think it's very important for people when they come to taste our wines and have a place to stay as well, a good home base to visit the Médoc. So we have created that around at Langebage, and it's very modern today, but we started stages of the winemaking process, starting with harvest and come and see the bottling as well. But the most important, of course, is the blending phase. You can taste all those varietals separately. They're coming from different vineyards. So we show you those vineyards, so sometimes you meet even with the vigneron, with the people who take care of those vineyards, and then you taste those wines and you blend, you make your own blend together with our chief enologist at Langebage. So you have the backup of trained professionals that will make sure that you do not produce any bad wines. People sometimes are shy. They tell me they don't want to come in September, October because of the harvest. But I say they're wrong. You know, it's best time to come actually, because you make sure that you see the proprietors and the winemakers, and you see all the action. And it's a good time for, it's the start of the hunting season. You have a lot of specialties like mushrooms and things like that, which are in season. And so September, October is also a very good time. So any time between April and October, November is actually a good time to visit.